Welcome everybody to a look at a new Warner Brothers Archive collection release, and it is 1974's From Beyond the Grave. This is directed by Kevin Connor, who did a series of, like kind of fantasy films that had a lot of, miniatures in them, and they were the likes of The Land That Time Forgot, At the Earth's Core, The People That Time Forgot, and Warlords of Atlantis. So this is an anthology horror film, clocking in at 98 minutes long, and it stars the likes of Peter Cushing, who was in, I've seen in 46 other films, and in fact he was in the rest of the Amicus Productions horror anthology films apart from one. So he was in Dr. Terror's House of Horrors, Torture Garden, The House That Dripped Blood, Tales from the Crypt, and Asylum. The only one he wasn't in was The Vault of Horror. Also stars David Warner, who was in The Omen and Time After Time. Donald Pleasance, who I've seen in 26 other films. Obviously most well known for his connection to the Halloween series, but he was also really rather great in Soldier Blue and Phenomena. Also stars Ian Ogilvy, who was in Witchfinder General, and Ian Bannon, who was in The Offence and The Inglorious Bastards, the original from 1978. So for customers purchase or take items from Temptations Limited, an antiques shop whose motto is offers you cannot resist. A nasty fate awaits all of them, particularly those who cheat the shop's proprietor. So, yeah, the four stories are the Gate Crasher, An Act of Kindness, The Elemental, and The Door. So this was the last in a series of anthology films from Amicus Productions, and even though it isn't the best that they did, it is hardly a bad end to a run of overall really rather well done films. Each of the four stories is predominantly engaging, while the wraparound that joins them all together is satisfying. Peter Cushing, by the way, plays the proprietor, so for once he's actually in a less than you know good role, I guess you could say. The cast is also great. Each of the stories is well paced. The last two have really rather excellent production value. The score is decent, and each of the stories doesn't outstay their welcome. So, yeah, on the whole, a solid anthology film. I would say the first film, The Gatecrasher, and the third one, The Elemental, are my two favourites of the four, purely because, in a lot of ways, they are the both sides of what horror can be. The Gatecrasher is quite dark and violent, whereas the Elemental is, really rather quite fun, especially due to the character of the medium in that, which is played really rather over the top, but in a really rather fun and enjoyable kind of way, while it also has a satisfying payoff to it. An Act of Kindness is decent. I would say that the only main problem with that is that it's only really the final 5 or 10 minutes of that story that is really rather any good. The rest of it's decent. It's got a decent build up, but there's not much to it, to be honest. And The Door is okay. That's the one that has pretty good production value to it, but it does take some. It has some slight pacing issues in its first part, which does hamper it. But it's got a solid payoff to that as well. So overall, a 3.5 out of 5. But yeah, not the best anthology film Amicus would do. I think Doctor Terror's House of Horrors and perhaps The House That Dripped Blood will be my two favourites from them. But all of them have gotten around 3.5 or 4 out of 5. So yeah, and this joins them right alongside that. So yeah, no reversible artwork though or anything like that with this release, as per usual from Warner Brothers Archive Collection. They are quite basic in their releases, and in terms of extras, you got English subtitles, which for some reason are all in all caps, and a trailer. So that's all you've really got on here. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the film that is the most important, and yeah, the film is really rather good. It's rather enjoyable. And yeah, the presentation is fairly solid as well. No issues at all with sound or image quality. Could it be better? Perhaps, but these aren't made to, be the highest quality. They're just made to have them be watchable, which they are in the format they're in, and yeah, just to get them out on Blu-ray, which I don't believe this had a Blu-ray release before now. So yeah, on the whole, a fairly solid effort, even if it's not like I said, my favorite horror anthology, either from Amicus or in general. To be honest, you look at like of Creepshow, for instance, which is far superior to this, even though that has probably a weaker story than in that than any of the ones in this one. But yeah, you can do better in terms of anthology films, but you can do a lot worse as well in the form of, say, Creepshow 2, which I think only had one story in that entire lot that I actually enjoyed. So, yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.